Welcome back to the channel. We're going to do another quick little comparison between the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Now, nobody has either of these consoles. Some people have seen them, but nobody's actually owned one of these yet, except the people at Microsoft and Sony. And Sony actually just had a presentation today about pretty much the internal specs of the PlayStation 5. So we kind of have an idea of, what the PlayStation 5 is going to bring, as well as the Xbox Series X. Now, the PS5 still hasn't gotten its full unveil, so that's why this is pretty much just a quick little comparison. I will do another comparison once that one comes out, and then a full-on comparison once these come out later on this year. And we really don't even know what the PlayStation 5 is going to be looking like. We have some ideas and everything, but right now, Sony today, people were kind of let down by that presentation. Now, interestingly enough, both of these consoles have octa-core CPUs, so both have 8-core CPUs. The PlayStation 5's is clocked at 3.5 GHz, where the Xbox Series X is clocked at 3.8 GHz, so a little bit more powerful based off the cores, but that really doesn't mean too much in the grand scheme of things. Both are going to be very, very good consoles in terms of gaming and everything. And obviously, I'm not the biggest gamer, but I've owned every single Sony console and every single Xbox console so far. And I love both of them. I'm split in the middle. Honestly, I like Nintendo a lot more. I think sheer power of both of these consoles, they're both going to be very, very extreme. And I've even heard some people call the Xbox Series X almost like a gaming PC in the way it's built. We still don't know what the PlayStation 5 is going to be built like, but it's probably going to be more or less kind of like a PS4. Some people are assuming that. And I made some renders, I think, of the PlayStation 5, so that's the only thing we can assume. And we've kind of had a shadowed kind of, reveal of the PlayStation 5 on Sony's official thing one time, but other than that, that's really all the info we know about the way they look. Now, in terms of the memory, they're both going to have 16 gigs of RAM as well. They're both going to be DDR6 RAM, which is going to be cool, so it's going to be very, very nice. And they're both going to be very, very powerful machines. Now, this is one thing that I've been seeing a little bit different on both. So the memory bandwidth, and I don't really know too much about this, but I'll go ahead and say it. The PlayStation 5 has 448 gigabytes per second, where the Xbox Series X has 10 gigabytes at 560 gigabytes a second, and 6 GB at 336 gigabytes per second. So I don't really know what that all means, but I'm sure that'll mean something to you all, so that's pretty much what we have. In terms of the internal storage, now they're both expandable, so you can go that way, but the internal storage, we're rocking about 825 gigabytes of custom NVMe SSD on the PlayStation 5. With the Xbox Series X, we have about 1 terabyte of custom NVMe SSD, so pretty much the same type of SSD, but they're having, you have a little bit of an advantage on the Xbox Series X, but I think they're both going to be around that 1 terabyte, which is going to be really cool. Now, in terms of the expandable storage, both can be expanded, either you want to go to the SSD or HDD, whatever you want to do, whether you want a hard drive. I'm sure you all want an SSD at this point, and both can be supported in terms of that too, which is really, really nice. Now, both of them also have optical drives still. I'm surprised they didn't take away the CD card slots. I knew the Series X wasn't going to do it because that's been announced for a while. But the PS5, you never know, Sony. They took away that CD slot with the PSP Go, or the UMD slot for that matter. So I'm glad they're still sticking with it. And cool enough, they'll be able to play the PS5 and Xbox Series X games. But the cool thing is that we will still be able to do 4K Blu-ray CDs for all those who want it, so that's going to be really cool. Now, one thing that people have been saying is actually about that backwards compatibility, and this is where these things start kind of getting in the middle, and this is where things kind of start butting heads. So the Series X, Microsoft already said that it's going to be fully compatible with Xbox One games, which is really cool, and I love seeing that. Whereas on the PS5, I don't know if Sony actually put out a statement yet, but some people are saying it's going to be backwards compatible with some PS4 games and not all of them, which is going to be a huge issue. Again, we're going to have to wait until Sony kind of addresses that a little bit further, but that's going to be a pretty big deal. That's going to be a humongous deal if Sony doesn't actually make it fully backwards compatible, and I can see a lot of people being upset about that for sure. Now, in terms of the release date, they're both going to be released later on this year, sometime around that holiday season. Microsoft actually said they're going to be releasing theirs around Thanksgiving, so Sony's probably going to end up doing the same exact time, probably around Black Friday, to be honest. And maybe even Nintendo will drop another console this year too, who knows, but that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know which one you actually want to get. Would you rather have the PS5 or the Series X? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed the quick little comparison, but definitely hit that subscribe button. I'll keep you guys updated anytime PS5 or Series X news comes out, so keep it locked down so you don't miss those. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.